Okay, welcome to 10. This is Tech Entrepreneurs Nebraska. I'm Shauna Dorsey with the Nebraska Tech Collaborative, here with a special guest co-host.
Mr. Mike Smith, the one and only. There's a lot of us out
Who
there.
calls himself Mr. That's the
Mr.
first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So today, I'll go ahead.
No, I try to take myself as serious as I can.
Yeah.
I call
Okay.
myself the Mr. part.
Love it.
Mhm.
So today we have Kellee Mikuls. And can you tell us a little bit about you and what you're up to? And we'll take it from there.
Sure. So last time I was in the seat, I was a founder of a startup, SwishBoom, Uber for babysitting. We have since sold that technology, winded that business down, and now I am at the helm of Ignite Nebraska,
Cool.
a workforce development nonprofit that is changing generational poverty with quality careers here in Nebraska. And we're doing it person by person.
Yep. That is really great.
It's amazing. I'm so stoked to be part of an organization and the team and getting to give back to the community that has given so much and supported me.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Mm-hmm. My first immediate question goes to, you learn so much when you sell a business, wind it down, you start a business. There's so much to learn.
Oh gosh, the book is coming.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I can't wait.
The tour.
I can't wait.
The wine tour.
Yes. A sparkling rosé.
Yes.
For me, please. But tell me about how much of that's been able to translate over into the other world and what you've been able to take with you and just how you've helped that Ignite grow with what you've learned.
Yeah, I talk about failure a lot, right? And it's an F word that many people have been afraid of, but I am using it as a superpower to charge Ignite forward.
Mm.
You learn so many things that you wish you would have done the first time, or things that you worried about and energy that you gave out there, that now I'm being just much more thoughtful about how I conserve that so that I can, be focused on the mission of Ignite. So it's more or less about like specific lessons. It's more about who I am as a person. I feel like I've had so much growth.
Yeah.
When you have to make the really tough decision that your business is not viable and it's so part of your identity. SwishBoom was 3.5 years, but it was years in the making, and it was everything to me. It was part of my identity. And when I had to close it, I thought, what's my worth? What am I going to do after this? I don't know. And to have this opportunity with Ignite to, be part of the beginning journey of these people's professional careers, to come at it energized with solutions. It's a nice, I feel like I've had a lot of growth, and I'm bringing that as the executive director.
Yeah. Do you feel like you would have gotten the job at Ignite had you not done that?
Heck no. Heck no. That's the thing, right? It's all seasons. You look at all of our careers, all of our trajectories. It's how many different this had to happen for this to happen. And it's like, we wouldn't be sitting here today. Mm-hmm. No one would take me seriously. That's for sure. I wouldn't be, Erica Wassinger is on the board at Ignite. And she was the one who said, you're not a nonprofit person. And I think that's exactly what this nonprofit needs, is more of somebody who understands what the business community wants. Right. And so I always drive my team, who are all nonprofit people, and they're tremendous. The team I inherited is phenomenal. And I say, this has to be a no-brainer from a feel-good thing, but it has to be a no-brainer from a business sense too. Mm-hmm. Because if you only have one, it will only take you so far.
Sure.
So it's two legs of our stool. Is this has to make sense for business people. We're their talent solution. We're untapping and hitting on talent. And we can Shauna knows, she's nodding because she's been an amazing advocate for Ignite at NTC as well. So there's a lot of people that have had their hands in our success, and we're super grateful.
Love it.
That's really cool. So can you talk to us a bit about the background of Ignite, what it is today, where you're heading?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Joni Wheeler is one of the top executives at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. She is a woman of color. Her story is of grit and heart and resilience. And as one of the chief strategists around talent at Blue Cross, she's like, how do we get talent that looks more like me, talent that is from all different backgrounds here to experience the amazing culture at Blue Cross? Because it is a wonderful culture. It has crazy good benefits, right? And So she and the amazing people at Blue Cross on the sides of their desks put together what it would look like if we wanted to, how would we take participants and get them up to speed to be able to work at Blue Cross? Which industry? What competencies would they have to have? And they built out Ignite Nebraska. And then about a year ago, Ignite went off into its own as a nonprofit separate from Blue Cross. Today, Blue Cross is still one of our employer partners, but we now serve UP, Boys Town, and have a slew of other Omaha employer partners that are teed up for our next cohort, where we will fill their entry-level IT roles. And those can be IT help desk, associate software developers, and those careers are high paying, high demand, and there's a career path.
Mhm.
Right? Many of our participants were in food service or DoorDash or manual labor, and you just worked.
Mhm.
It was
Yep.
just a job. There was no trajectory. There was no growth. There was no extra skills that you're learning and acquiring. But what Ignite does is we take our participants through a 6-month paid apprenticeship program, an IT apprenticeship program, and upon completion, they have a guaranteed job. And we're the only program in the state that chases a job first before we chase participants.
Mhm.
I want to have a guaranteed role. Finding participants is easy.
Yep.
They're knocking at our door. We're like, please give us a little bit more time. We find a guaranteed job and then we bring someone along. So they'll go from making less than 30,000 a year to guaranteeing about 57,000 a year.
That's awesome.
It's amazing. And in the past 18 months, we've generated over 800,000 in salaries here in Omaha, and 100% of our participants are off benefits, which is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Because when we talk to our participants, their grandma was on benefits, their
Right.
mom was on benefits, their aunts, and they never thought it was in their cards to be off of it. And it's such a freeing thing from what I've heard from them and talking to them, that to be able to be financially independent, it's not only they're getting more skills, but it's just this dignity and confidence that everyone deserves. And it is amazing how we are able to maneuver that through careers
Yep.
and through skills.
One thing I want to say too that a lot of people don't often connect. But I remember when I was running interface school and I had a mom who was working as a barista, making like $8 an hour, goes through the training, then makes 40,000 a year. It changed her life for sure, but it impacts her kids. She's bringing pride into the house, can talk about her work in different ways because now it's not like, oh, I had a tough customer. I happen to be one of those tough customers one day.
Yeah.
But, now she's talking about the application she's building and the way she's impacting her company and,
Yeah.
in different ways. And also in encouraging those kids to pursue careers that they might not have ever thought of.
Absolutely. And
Mhm.
we've talked about this from a personal stories, right? I mean, different points in my life, I've had to apply for benefits and I've been a receiver of benefits as a kid. And um, there's a mental layer to that of shame, uh, feeling like, this is kind of your lot in life. And so being able to remove those hurdles, what you find, and the thesis is true, is that people thrive.
Yep.
And so we do everything in our power to remove hurdles, and doing that by having inclusive, supportive, amazing employer partners and having a career trajectory that allows them to grow. One of our participants, 2 years ago, he was homeless, living in a motel, had no family support. And when I went to meet with him, I said, "What's your 5-year plan?" And he said, "Well, I'm on pace to make 100,000 in 5 years."
Hmm.
And I said, "Holy cow, you were homeless 2 years ago." And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "I just needed a little guidance and a little support." And he took it from there.
Yep.
And it's like, it just blows my mind. I think I am recommitted to the human beings and what we can do here in Nebraska.
I love that. Okay, I have the final. Is that okay? I'm sorry.
Take it.
I need the final question.
Take it.
So you're on 10 and you have a program called 10 by 10. So this is like super fitting.
Meant
Yeah,
to be.
I love
Yeah,
it.
meant to be. Can you tell us about that? How employers can get involved? What you need from us?
Yeah. So
Mhm.
10 by 10 is 10 weeks of training for entry-level jobs. So we want to fill Nebraska, specifically Omaha, entry-level jobs that are going to be available here in July. We want to fill them if it requires an associate degree, if it requires a high school degree. We want to fill them. We will take our participants and take those guaranteed roles, and we will upskill them so that they are ready in 10 weeks to feel more confident, capable and ready to scale at your entry level jobs. And they will find that they have a way more loyal, competent workforce.
That's awesome.
It's
I
incredible.
just have one more question. So, what would be some of those job titles?
Yeah, some of those job
Mhm.
titles are customer support, sales, entry level accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable.
Okay.
It would be in claims. We really want to focus right now on the professional corporate
Mhm.
role because, as you know, in corporations, you get that right person. You can be in 20 different jobs. It's just about fit.
Yep.
So we are giving them the opportunity. We are widening the talent pool. Everyone says there's a talent shortage, and I'm like, just turn your head a little bit.
Mhm.
Let's upskill them, and now we've increased their talent pool. So it's a really amazing opportunity. We'd love employers to join. We have a cohort starting in July. There's no cost to them, no cost to educate, no cost for us to support, and they will get a guaranteed match out of the program.
Love it.
It's incredible. It's life-changing stuff.
Life changing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you for being
Yeah.
here.
Thanks for having me.